I'm going to be making a green detox soup, and I'm also going to be making a high protein veggie soup. A lot of the ingredients will be similar, but they are two very different soups and very different tastes. The green detox one has a lot of different spices like curry and cinnamon and cumin, so it's a lot different from the veggie soup, which is just your typical veggie soup. This pot is going to be for Sissy, and this pot is going to be for me. Okay, so to start, we're gonna put each pot on high. This one, the veggie soup, what I have in here is about 4 large tomatoes that I've just diced up into quarters here. You can also use grape tomatoes, it's completely up to you. And we're also gonna add some water and our spices. With this one, we're gonna go ahead and add 1.5 cups of water here that I have. I'm gonna show you guys a little trick that I have for this one. I use this tea infuser, and what I do is inside I have star anise. I'll show you what those look like if you guys have never used them before. And what I've done is the hook was actually shut. I just kind of opened up the little metal hook and I stuck it on the side there of the pot, just because with the star anise they kind of float around and you don't really, I don't like to eat them in whole. I just kind of like them to infuse my soup. So that's just kind of what I've done. I've put about 6 star anise in here, and it's just gonna kind of really flavor our broth. So this is the package. I got this from an Asian food store. This is what they look like. How cute are they? They actually, I would definitely describe this as a black licorice sort of taste and smell, and I just love it inside of the soup. It is so flavorful, so it's definitely one of the main ingredients. There's about 6 of them in there, and that's how you kind of start your soup. Okay, so with our veggie soup over here, the tomatoes are just kind of getting soft and they're going to come to a boil, and with the tomatoes, they already have their own juice. So you don't need to add too much water at this point. And then in my green detox soup, which is this pot here, we're going to put chicken broth. So we're going to be using 1 cup of chicken broth in there. So you can kind of measure by using your 1 cup measuring cup. And this is going to add a lot of flavor. In the veggie soup, we're going to be doing veggie broth. We are actually going to be putting some chicken breast in this soup, but if you don't want to have any meat in the soup and you want it to be completely veggie, just don't put any chicken and make sure to use veggie broth. So we're going to put 1 cup in here as well for the veggie soup. And I also want to put 1 teaspoon of olive oil. This is the one I love to use. We're just going to put 1 teaspoon in each of them. The green detox one is my favorite just because it has so much color and it has curry, so it has this very sort of Indian strong flavor to it, and I just love it so much. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our curry powder, and I'm just gonna add a good teaspoon of that. That's what's gonna give it a nice yellow color. This ingredient goes into both of the soups. We're gonna add some turmeric in here that also gives some extra color. You can put as much as you want, but the more you put in, the more deep yellow you're gonna get. Chopped up garlic inside of both of these. A good teaspoon of garlic in each of them. The other important part of the green detox soup is adding in some cinnamon sticks. So I just buy these whole cinnamon sticks. If you want to use cinnamon powder, you can also do that as well. With these ones, I'm just gonna have to take them out of the pot once I feel like the flavor is there. So 1 stick is enough for inside of here. We're gonna add some cumin inside of here. I would say maybe 1/2 teaspoon. And you wanna just kind of stir that around. And we're gonna go ahead and add more water to the green detox soup just because it does need to get a little bit higher so that the anise can really get in there. I would say to add water until the pot is halfway full, so that's how much I have in here right now. So the next main ingredient that we want to add right away is our lentils. So I'm using here green lentils. Inside of the green detox soup, I am using 1.5 cups of it. And in our veggie soup, we're putting 1/2 cup in there. So we just want the lentils to kind of cook now. This pot, I'm going to use chicken thighs for the detox green soup, and with the veggie soup, I'm going to be using chicken breast instead. I'm going to show you guys how it's kind of cooking at this point. So this one is very yellow at this point, but oh my god, I can't wait. This one already smells so strong, whereas this one is very mild, and that's what's kind of going on in there. So in here I have about 1.5 cups of carrots. In here I have about 1.25 cups of carrots, and it's going in the veggie soup. And at this point I am gonna add more water to my veggie soup. So now we're gonna add in our chicken thighs. I have 10 pieces of chicken thighs. And now we're going to add our chicken breast. So I have about 2.5 large chicken breasts. So this is when all of the flavors are kind of coming all together. Some salt, I'm using pink salt. So for our veggie soup, we do want to add some paprika now as well. It does already have color with the tomatoes and the turmeric, but we do want to have that nice red color. So I would put a good 2 tablespoons of that in there. See how it helps to give that nice red color. And I've made both of these on Snapchat before, so you guys are probably recognizing it. The lentils are kind of cooking, look at that. So when the chicken is kind of even medium cooked, what we're going to do is take them out and we're going to chop it. So we're going to add 2 to 3 thighs at one time, depending on how big they are. I think I can fit 3 in here right now. Just close it up. So we're just going to add the chicken that we just chopped. So now we've added in all of our chopped chicken back inside. So what we're going to do now is just lower down the heat. I would put it halfway to low right now, because we're just going to let that slowly cook and we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. So with this one, I'm going to go ahead and take the chicken out and chop that one. So I'm just cutting the chicken breasts in half. It's the last of our chicken that we just chopped. Just going to add that in there. So we have our chopped chicken. Usually with this one, I just keep it veggie, but today I'm just going to add a little bit extra protein with the chicken. So now I'm going to go ahead and add a can of corn. I do have it on low heat now. Add a can of dark red kidney beans. This looks like the season of fall in one pot. We're going to add in our celery. Then we have about 1.5 cups of cabbage. Okay, so you guys are going to die. I had to switch pots. Just too many things going into it, and I did not think it was going to be that big. I've added in all of my cabbage at this point, and I've also added extra water. If you do see that it's too dry, it should look something like this, then just add water. And now we're gonna go ahead and add our collard greens. So I've just chopped these up, and this is about, I would say, close to 3 cups of collard greens. So it looks like a lot, but you have to just kind of mix the collard greens in, and then it will become a lot smaller. And then the last thing we're going to be adding is our broccoli. So we're gonna put about, again, almost 3 cups of broccoli in here. This was basically 2 bunches, so 2 broccoli heads, that's what I put in here. And I'm just gonna stir that all in. I'm also going to be adding, again, some more water, just because it's gonna be too dry if I just leave it like this. And I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay guys, so I've gone ahead and added in more water, and as you can see, everything kind of looks back to normal now. So that's how much water you kind of want to add. You don't want to add too much because the broccoli is going to cook down and it will become smaller and shrink. So we're just going to let this one cook. We're putting it back on medium to high. So with this one, what we're going to do is we're going to take up the anise now. And I just put it inside of a bowl here. And there is our cinnamon. So we're going to go ahead and take that out as well. With the veggie soup, we're also going to put some spinach. I'm going to put 1 cup of spinach, and we're also going to put a little bit of cilantro just so that it gives it some punch. Now it's just going to cook on medium heat for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we should be done. With our green detox soup, we're going to use some celery as well. And now we're going to add in our collard greens and also our cabbage. This cooks down a lot, so don't worry guys if it looks like it's too much. I'm adding about 3 cups of the collard greens and about 4 cups of cabbage. So we are gonna put this one now back on medium heat so that it can cook. And we're also gonna add in some water, and I will show you guys what it looks like. This has been only like 7 minutes, and look at it, it's gone down so much. So I've just put it on low now, and it's just going to cook a little bit more. I would say just 5 minutes more. You don't want to cook the veggies too much. I like to keep mine very green. So we're going to add in some cilantro at this point. I just like to rip mine and break it up. I really like to taste it in my soup. I feel like cilantro is kind of like a love-hate thing. Like you literally either love it to death or you just really hate it. It has a very strong, distinctive taste. We're also going to put some into the veggie soup as well. So this is our veggie soup, and this one is basically done. You can let it sit for a little bit. Our greens are still really, really green too. That's exactly how you want it. Okay guys, so here are our 2 finished soups. This is another simple, quick and easy recipe you guys can use for meal prep throughout the week. That's exactly what I'll be doing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you know you'll be cooking with me next time.